First thing to comment on is that these questions make the assumption that I am in charge of making a measurable difference in the lives of the students. I really feel the students are making the difference in their own lives by being open and willing to learn and be at their best. I'm happy to be considered a catalyst, and I'm happy to be considered someone who supports them in that growth, but fundamentally, they're the ones that make the most difference in their lives. What I do in the classroom is build an environment where they can feel supported, where they can be themselves, where they can make mistakes, where I can lift them up when they fall, and where I remind them that when they share their knowledge and support the people around them, that we are all stronger. Orchestra's impact here at Castillero is profound. Because we have such a positive learning model in our classroom, it leaves our classroom and it goes through the hallways and inspires other students to be at their best as well. So throughout the day, you might see orchestra students smiling at other members of the Castillero community, helping other members of the Castillero community, or making sure that the folks around them are doing their very best in their other classes. We want to make sure to support everybody at our school, not just the musicians. We want to make sure that every student feels welcome and that they belong to Castillero. We, in the orchestra program, strive to make that welcoming environment part of our classroom culture and then encourage that as a community-wide culture as well. As far as anything beyond Castillero, we have all sorts of outreach at elementary schools and community centers. We make sure that our presence is known and that we are sharing our music with as many people as possible. Going into my 17th year, I've learned a lot from my students. I always thank every year student saying, thank you all the students I taught my 16th year. You're going to make me a better teacher for all the students I work with in my 17th year. The things that I've learned is how to manage classrooms and how to bring the very best out of every child. Kids have an incredible capacity of achievement in a very wide definition, by being a good human, a supportive human, by someone who's willing to listen and take care of the people around them, by being excellent on their instrument, by being excellent in their other classes, by being excellent observers of what the classroom needs. I've had the opportunity to attend many conferences, whether it's the American String Teachers Association, the Midwest Convention in Chicago, or CASMEC here in California, the California All-State Music Editors Conference. Through all of those resources, I've had the opportunity to learn, and I've also had the opportunity to share that knowledge with others. Being a presenter 4 or 5 times, I've been able to work with other music educators and talk about best practices, whether here in the pandemic and how to utilize the strengths of Zoom and how to keep your program moving through an incredibly challenging time. But also with programs such as Together We're Better, where I interview conductors and music teachers from across the country, talking about best ways to manage music education during a pandemic, best ways to stay connected in our community. As to the broader cause of advocacy, music education has to be part of our curriculum, and I speak with our school district here in San Jose Unified as well as others to help districts build music programs to make sure students have access. Students not only need access but also active participation, and there are ways to make that happen. Students need to have this because it's a simple equity issue. If you are reminded every day that you struggle with English or every day that you struggle with math, you're going to have a negative connection with school and learning. We want to build students up. We want to give them an opportunity to shine. We want to make them feel self-confident and empowered so they can go to school and feel like, yes, I can learn. Yes, I can walk down this pathway, and yes, I can build a future for myself. So when it comes to music advocacy, I'm doing honor orchestras throughout the state, talking to those communities, whether it's Bakersfield, Fresno, Santa Cruz, here in the Bay Area, always trying to find a way to make sure that music is a part of the lives of the people in their community. In addition to that, I have the Cambrian Symphony, which offers free concerts to everybody, a full season's worth, that makes sure that everybody has access to see classical music, to be part of the experience of the live concert hall, and to make sure that everybody sees that music absolutely has to maintain as a vital and thriving part of our culture. Thank you so much for allowing me to have the opportunity to speak on this.